Okay, so I've heard many teachers talk about this online, in person, and I see this a lot too. Basically, people tend to not breathe enough for singing. So if you were going to throw something, and you had to throw it pretty far, you would probably make sure that you had enough momentum and energy to drive that ball forward, right? But people don't do that with their singing. So if they have to hold a note for a long time, they might breathe really shallowly or be totally like collapsed in their body, which doesn't give you enough room to breathe. So you have to really think of yourself as a wind instrument, because that's what you are. So if, for example, if you were playing a saxophone and you were wanting to hold a note, no brainer, you'd make sure, gotta breathe. So there are a lot of exercises to help teach you to sustain your breath for longer. For example, lip rolls. Those are done with air. So they teach you how to hold air longer. And feel it connect to your body more. There's many different airflow exercises. Lip rolls, V's, tongue trills, air pressure in the cheeks. All these things are designed to help you kind of feel your air flowing and use it in your singing, because the air is what kind of carries your voice. Because when you sing, you should feel like you're flying and floating, sailing, drifting. That's what people say. It doesn't feel controlled, forced, muscly, stifled. It's very free, and it's a kind of a letting go. So when you see someone on TV and they're just standing there and singing and they sound amazing and their mouth is just hanging open and it looks like the sound is just flying out, gosh, that looks easy for them, doesn't it? It looks like they're not doing anything. Well, here's the secret. They're not really doing anything. Singing is very fundamentally easy. It takes energy, because you are controlling air and stuff, but it's physically so easy that when I'm totally in my zone, I'm going to tell you this little secret that I'll admit I've told many people at this point, but when I'm totally in the zone and everything's just feeling awesome, I feel embarrassed because I feel like this is so easy. Anyone could do it. Anyone could do it. So I'm almost like, anyone can do this. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I want to help people, because anyone can do this. And so the artistic and creative side is a whole other thing, coming up with ideas of what you want to sing. But being able to just get a great tone and great sound, anyone can get that. So if you don't like your sound and you don't like your tone and you feel like you sound kind of scratchy or weird, you're probably just playing your instrument in a funny way. You just need a little bit of help learning how to get the best use out of your instrument, which is not just in your throat, it's kind of a whole body process. So with that, we're going to do an airflow exercise. So for this airflow exercise, we're going to do one of my favorites, which is hla, and I want you to feel a feeling of first. I like to stand with my knees slightly bent, lift up the rib cage, very important. Please do not collapse. You can sing really well collapsed. I've seen people do it and I can do it, but when you're learning and you're trying to get used to it, it's much easier to feel it if you lift the front of your ribs up like there are puppet strings holding your ribs. And from here, I like to put my hands on my rib bones, not your waist, the bones, across the front and into the belly, because the breathing is like a body breath. A lot of people think it's just belly. No. It's chest, ribs, back, belly. It's a body breath, like when you smell a garden, right? Just, oh, that garden smells so good. So you want to get a nice breath and feel open. Check your posture in the mirror. That's yourself in the mirror. That's your student. Pretend it's not you, it's your student. Then you'll be more objective. So watch your student, see how they're standing, nice and tall, hanging from a string if you need to. And you're going to breathe in and you're going to go hold hla. And as you hold hla, I want you to imagine your ribs are floating. You see I move my arms, oh my gosh, they're floating all on their own to keep going. So you're going to do it with me, okay? So we're going to breathe into the body, feel the air going along the roof of the mouth. Here we go. Hla. Now as I do this, I feel the urge to shrink up, but I'm going to tell my rib muscles and breathing muscles to relax and float. Do that on another note. Now here, breathe in. Hopefully you feel the tone starting to swell inside your mouth and head. Feel the air. Open up inside your mouth. Don't be a clam. Clam, clam, clam. Open up. Feel the swelling of sound inside your head and keep your posture up. Imagine the rib muscles, everything expanding and floating. But don't hold your breath either. Breathe out. Gotta do both. So air out, then floating. Okay? Here we go. So at the end you can feel everything wanting to shrink, but you just have to think, relax and float. Relax and float taller. Now here. See if you can go longer than me. Lap me if you can.